good? Joseph 3 Banks for Run the Comics. Coming to another haul. I just want to hit you up with some things which I just recently picked up this past week, and just want to share these things with you. Hope you had a great Batman Day. It was fun to pick up a few things for the Batman Day event, 80 years of Batman. Wish I could have got more Batman stuff. Not a real big Batman fan, but there are some books and some series and some storylines which I am interested in. So let me just show you what I got for hauls at 3 places I went to during the past week. First is this book called Batman Nightstalker. Like a little mini books, they be doing these now by Marie Lu. So I guess they're kind of like more of kind of for teens. I guess kind of, I won't say it's a teen girl thing, but I guess it's a teen type of adaptation. But I think it's a new story, but we'll see. I don't know if that's about a young Bruce Wayne, but that's interesting. So we'll see how that goes. And I found some more of these. I showed this last time, actually on the official Batman Day, but that was like last Monday, I believe. So found 2 more. Actually, the place I went to had a bunch. I'm actually doing this review of my hauls in reverse. The last place I went to the first place I went to on Wednesday, Comic Book Day. But they had a bunch of these, so I grabbed 2 more of them. So that was really dope. Give some of these runs, getting some more from my runs, which I am constantly trying to collect. Darkhawk 23, found that, so that's really cool. I'm really trying to finish up my Darkhawk run, which I think I have most of that particular run. And here's number 5 of Web of Spider-Man. I did another haul where I found 1 through 4, and it had the big images of the of Spider-Man was on the first one, and his some of his rogue gallery were on the 2 through 4. Well, here's Vulture on number 5. That's really cool. I saw this, which is since we were talking about, you know, House of X and Powers of 10 books, or Powers of X, if you call it. I found an Uncanny X-Force number 1. So I thought that was very interesting. And I want to find out about this character, the girl with the 6 arms. I forgot what her name is. But what was happened to her? But they have a lot of these, like Storm, I see Bishop, some other characters from the X-Force at this time. So I just wanted to get some. I don't have a lot of X books, but I just get the ones which are interesting to me, either from a cover look, or from some storylines I want to just trying to get into. So this book I never heard of before, but an interesting cover. It's from Chapter House Comics, which I've never heard of before. But I looked on, and it's you know, these small independent runs are really interesting. And this is from I guess it's a comic company out of Canada. It says introducing Toronto's newest superhero, number 1, the Pitiful Human-Lizard. I thought this was a very interesting cover. Found this in a dollar bin. I said, let me pick this up. But it's like, does this have any abilities? So I thought I'll just grab that for the fun of it. This right here, everybody's talking about. This is Spider-Man number 1. The variant. I've already heard a lot of the what happens in the book, but I'll read it for myself. This is a Ramos cover, dope artist. Have a graph style, but it's more of a mature style he has now. And these are 2 books that I am currently reading, which I'm actually enjoying, from Vault Comics, both of them. There's Resonant number 3, and we have Sera and the Royal Stars number 3, both from Vault Comics. Very good storylines, and I am very happy to have picked them up. My next LCS that I went to, actually not LCS, it's a Book Nook. Like I said, Book Nooks have some gems sometimes, you can find it. Continue with my Doom Patrol, which I want to try to finish up this run, which I guess the second or third collection of Doom Patrol. But this is number 6, which I've been looking for, I found at Book Nook. Another storyline which I am collecting, which is Hinterkind from Vertigo. And this is number 3 and number 4. So I wanna, the first issue was so interesting, I said let me try and collect the rest of the books. This one right here is a part of the DC and Milestone Comics. I guess they had a connection called Worlds Collide, and this is number 1 of the Worlds Collide Rift. where Marvel Comics and the heroes from Milestone, people like Icon and Static, or Static Shock it was known back in the day, and Hardware and some of the other characters connected or collided with DC characters. And this was, I think, number 7. I think it was like a between 9 and 12 issue arc run, or arc because it went through different books. So this is the one from just a one shot of that called Rift Between Worlds. And this I looked it up, and you said, oh, let me grab this. I usually don't grab Deadpool books, but this is called the Secret Comic Variant number 15 for Deadpool, which is basically a hilarious like talking about the book from like a comic panel of number 15. So that was very interesting. I said, let me grab that because I only get certain Deadpool books when I feel like it. So, and this is the haul on Comic Book Day last week or the previous week. So plugging up my Justice run, we got Justice number 10. Back when we had the New Universe titles, and Justice number 11. It's the second volume. They called it second volume because there was actually another Justice run that came early on, but it was about this particular character. So I'm wondering why it's the second volume for Justice, and I may have to grab one of those older Justice to find out. And I found a bunch of, since you know I'm a Green Lantern fan, I'm starting to collect these mosaics, Green Lantern Mosaic, which deal with John Stewart. And we have number 1. I don't know if this is the first book that Chirp was in. I don't know if that's his first issue or not, but they have, or Chip, actually. So that's number 1. I have number 2. Number 3. And number 4. I have number 7, so I want to complete that run. I forgot, I think it's a 12 issue arc, 12 issue run, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And here are the newer books. And we have one shot for the New Mutants War Children. So this should be very interesting. I don't know where the timeline, if this is like right after the last New Mutants issue, or if there's somewhere in between the last run of New Mutants. But this will be very interesting. I think it has a lot to do with Warlock. We haven't heard from Warlock in a long time. And it's funny because in the Powers of X and House of X, they talk about the phalanx and the different levels of the Sentinels and machinery and how they have evolved. So it'll be interesting to go back and do some more Warlock stories. And so that'll be very interesting. Here we have Batman Superman number 2, the Shazam Who Laughs. But I heard about the other character who becomes infected, if you want to say, with the Who Laughs. You know. So I kind of know who it is, but I would like to see how it happens in here. I'm not going to spoil it for my video. Next is this. I am glad she is back. And it'll be interesting to see how this book turns out. But at Superman Action Comics, we have 1015 with Naomi is back, being reintroduced into the DC universe. I only got the main issue, but I also got the Perio variant. I had to get that joint. It's real dope. I like where he depicted her in his style of drawing. Another book that I got, the last of it, Thanos number 6 of this mini-series. Very interesting, which I believe this feels like it's taking place right before what happened in the Guardians of the Galaxy, leading to, spoiler if you haven't heard about the last run of Guardians of the Galaxy, I guess, to Thanos' death. So I think this is right before that. And she's talking with a character in here about just her past life and how she came become who she's become. Another book, which is very interesting, liking the way it's going, and that's for The Mall, Vault Comics again, number 2. Really interesting story about life in the mall after a catastrophic event and their lives that are kind of connected with whatever stores they're in, but there's a lot of other things going on. So that is very interesting. Another book which I am getting, and I have to read it again because the way that the writer writes this, I gotta go back and make sure my mind is getting everything. But it's Excellence number 5. It's a very good, interesting take on the sorcery and a family of sorcerers. But I have to go back and check on some things, especially when it deals with these two. I don't think they're brothers, but kind of like brothers in the magic realm, but they're friends who end up becoming on the opposite side. So I want to read that again because one of them did something that was against their rules, and kind of like the whole drawback from that. Oh, let me get through these. I should have went through these first. Found this joint. Just want to get it. It was $1. Green Lantern. Actually, I went to 4 places, not 3. Forgot about this place. Green Lantern 52, which is basically a throwback to Green Lantern number 1 with Sinestro on there. So it had Sinestro on 52 also. That was really dope. This is a very interesting book. Tommy Gun Wizards. Basically, instead of Prohibition being about alcohol, it's about magic. So the first book was very well done. I liked it. It really intrigued me. So I want to get number 2. So that's number 2. That's the B cover. Another book I am collecting, I'm not reading it because I want to collect the first issues before I get to this. Black Panther number 16. So I am just collecting that until I'm able to get to the story. Oh, speaking of Excellence, that's the B cover Excellence, which is really dope. That's the that was called it's a name they call the B covers for Excellence. But this is a dope cover, so I just had to grab that. And this book, this is the last issue of this series. And I just wanted to get it. I've been getting a few. I got like 2 or 3 of this series. And that's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. This is number 47, which is the last issue. But on they're going to start a new adventure series that's going to be on Disney Plus. Here, I told you one of my favorite stories. I know some people are asking, why is this series still going? It is a well-written book. The Terrifics. This is number 20. Still doing that Bizarro, who has been empowered by Lex, the superior new Lex. So that's just a dope cover, and I just love that story. It's a really dope story. I got this because it's one of those dollar comics. Now they call them dollar comics for DC, and that's from that Crisis on Infinite Earths, that beautiful Alex Ross cover. That is just dope. Pick that up. So that's just dope. It's a dope cover, and everybody's doing the dollar books just to get people back into the stories. I wonder how these books are going to end up when it comes to long term. Will they spec like, I know not going to spec like the originals, but will they have some, some value in them? I wonder. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. We're going to talk about this. Powers of X, Powers of 10, we're going to call it. Issue number 5 out of 6. I'm getting that Huddleston variants. Found it. Really dope. Love the Huddleston variants, trying to get those. I need to get some of those early. I think it's issue 2 and 3. I gotta find those, so it's really dope. And it's the last 3 books. These 2 go together, and that's for Justice League number 31 and 32. Love Justice League books. After I got into it, it's really telling about this Year of the Villain. It really is like the main storyline for Year of the Villain. You're really getting other books kind of are like tie-ins in a way. Everything's dealing with the Year of the Villain for the main books that's coming out of DC, but the Justice League is really the main crux of the story. And lastly, I thought they didn't have I was supposed to get the variant for this book. They didn't have my pull. They just have the regular cover. I had to let you know I asked for the variant, but they actually found it, and that is for Green Lantern number 11 variant cover. Really dope. Grant Morrison and DM Sharp illustrating. Really going to the outworldly space cop tales of Hal Jordan. Do really miss Hal Jordan in Justice League. We got John Stewart there, but it's just something's missing with Justice League because Hal Jordan is not there. So I hope there's a way they'll bring him back, which he probably will, but we'll see. I like him in his own series, but I like him. He is kind of a solo guy, but I do like him when he's with the Justice League and he in the mix, especially him and Batman. That's a very interesting connection, and he's a big friend of Green Arrow, and Green Arrow has been involved in this storyline. He was in there in one of the issues. And it was really dope seeing them together. So, But that's my haul. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you picked up in the past week from your LCSs. Comment below, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell if you want more notifications of my videos coming up. And hope you dug it, alright? Joseph 3, thanks for running the comments, and I am out till next time. Grace and peace.